Item number, SCP-106. Object class, Keter. Nickname, the Old Man. Special container procedures. No physical interaction will be with SCP-106 is allowed at any time. All physical interaction must be approved by no less than a 2/3 vote from O5 Command. Any such interaction must be undertaken in AR maximum security sites. After a general non-essential staff evacuation, all staff, which includes research, security, Class D, and etc., are to remain at least 60 meters away from the containment cell at all times, except in an event of breach events. SCP-106 is to be contained in a sealed container comprised of lead-lined steel. The container will be sealed within 40 layers of additional material. Each layer separated by no less than 30 centimeters of empty space. Support structures between layer after are to be randomly spaced. Container and to remain suspended. Containers to be remain suspended no less than 60 centimeters from any surface by ELOIID electromagnetic supports. Secondary containment area is to be compromised from 16 spherical quote-unquote cells. Each filled with various fluids and a random assembly of surfaces and supports. Secondary containment is to be fitted with light systems capable of flooding the entire assembly with no less than 8,000 lumens of light instantly, with no direct human involvement. Both containment areas are to remain under 24-hour surveillance. Any corrosion observed of any containment cell surfaces, staff members, or other site locations within 200 meters of SCP-106 are to be reported to site security immediately. Any objects or personnel lost to SCP-106 are to be deemed missing /KIA. No recovery attempts are to be made under any circumstances. No, continued research and observation have shown that when faced with highly complex /random assemblies of structure, SCP-106 can be confused, showing a remarked delay of entry and exit from said structure. SCP-106 has also shown an aversion to direct sudden light. There is no manifestation of any form of physical damage, but a rapid exit into the pocket dimension guaranteed on solid surfaces. The observation, along with those of lead aversion and liquid confusion, have reduced the general escape incidence by 43%. The primary cells have also been effective in recovery incidents. It's requiring recall protocol. These are redacted numbers. Observation is ongoing. Description: SCP-106 appears to be an elderly humanoid with a general appearance of advanced decomposition. The appearance may vary, but the rotting quality is observed in all forms. SCP-106 is not exceptionally agile and will remain motionless for days at a time, waiting for prey. SCP-106 is also capable of scaling any vertical surface and can remain upside down indefinitely. When attacking, SCP-106 will attempt to incapacitate prey by damaging major organs, muscle groups, or tendons. Then pull disable prey into its pocket dimension. SCP-106 appears to prefer human prey items in the 10 through 25 years of age brackets. 106 causes a corrosion effect in all solid matter it touches, engaging a physical breakdown in materials several seconds hence after contact. This is observed as rusting, rotting, and crackling of materials. The creation of a black mucus-like substance, which is weird because it's sent as a link. I guess we'll check that out later. Similar to the material coating SCP-106. The effect is particularly detrimental to living tissues and is presumed to be a predigestion action. Corrosion continues for 6 hours after contact, after which the effects appear to burn out. SCP-106 is capable of passing through solid matter, leaving behind a large patch of its corrosive mucus. SCP-106 is able to vanish inside solid matter, enter what is assumed to be a form of pocket dimension. SCP-106 is then able to exit this dimension from any point connected to the interior entry point. Examples: in an example, entering the inner wall of a room and exiting the outer wall. Entering a wall and exiting from the, or entering a wall and exiting from the ceiling. In this, it's unknown if this is the point of origin for SCP-106 or simple liar creation by SCP-106. Limited observation of this pocket dimension has shown it to be comprised of mostly of halls and rooms with dag sponge entry. This activity can continue for days when someone subjected the individual was being released for the express purpose of hunting, recapture, and then the rest of it is dag sponge. Addendum. SCP Review Notes. Due to the exceeding difficult to contain nature of SCP-106, SCP-106 is to be reviewed every 3 months or during a post-breach incident. Physical restraints are impossible, and direct physical damage appears to have no effect on SCP-106. Current SCP, as of a date that's redacted, resolves around basic observation and imminent response. Previous, more proactive special containment procedures have been recalled due to the events of breaches. There's 4 redacted words. Well, no, there's 5 redacted words with a "and" at the last one. Notes of behavior. SCP-106 appears to go through long periods of dormancy, in which it will remain completely motionless for up to 3 months. This cause for this is unknown. However, it has been shown that this appears to be used as a lulling tactic. SCP-106 will emerge from the state in a very agitated state and will attack and abduct staff and cause gross damage to its containment cell and the site at large. Recall protocol data expunge. Recall protocol and the rest is data expunge, so it got expunged. SCP-106 appears to hunt and attack based on desire, not hunger. SCP-106 will attack and collect multiple prey items during a hunting behavior event, keeping many quote-unquote alive in the pocket dimension for extended periods of time. SCP-106 has no determinable quote-unquote limit and appears to collect a random number of prey items during an event. The interdimension access by SCP-106 appears to be only accessible by SCP-106. Recordings and transmission devices have been shown to still operate inside the dimension. The recordings and transmission are very digitated. It appears that SCP-106 will quote-unquote play with captured prey and appears to have full control of time, space, and perception inside this dimension. SCP-106 appears, and then the words are data expunge, and the rest of it's data expunge. Recall protocol. Redacted numbers. In the event of a breach event by SCP-106, a human within the 10 through 25 of age bracket will be prepped for recall, with the compromised containment cell being replaced and restored for use. When the cell is ready, the lower subject will be injured, preferably via the breakage of a long bone, such as the femur, or the severing of a major tendon, such as the Achilles tendon. Lower subject will then be placed in the prepped cell, and the sound emitted by said subject will be transmitted over the site public address system. SCP-106 will typically begin to investigate towards the lure subject within 10 or to 15 minutes after hearing the subject. Should SCP-106 not respond to the interactive broadcast, additional physical trauma is to be administered to the lure subject at 20-minute intervals until SCP-106 responds. Multiple lure subjects must be used in the case of major breach events. SCP-106 will typically enter a dormant state after finishing with a lure subject. In addition, subjects may the rest of his dash sponge. Well, that's it. That was was not too long, like the last one, which was 40 minutes, but not too short, like SCP-173, which was 3 minutes. So it's actually a minute underneath SCP-096's, which was 17 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. So, goodbye.